Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Triple OG, J Prince sends a warning to the people that robbed Almighty J and pretty much the entire New York City. Vince Staples gets off for probation, and there's a weird court case going down in Pittsburgh, but Meek Mill seems to be trying to help out. Let's talk hip-hop. So, y'all know the other day I did a video talking about, and everybody knows this by now, it went viral. YBN, Almighty J, comes to New York and gets like mollywopped, beat, robbed, face cut, everything, right? A lot of people were not feeling it. Even people in New York are like, yo, this is horrible, this is disgusting, how they taking advantage of this kid. Where was his security? Why was he alone? He's not in his own hood. He's not even in his own state. So you know what's going on. But one of those people that had something to say about the whole situation was Triple OG, J Prince, right? And for y'all that don't know, J Prince, he's been in the rap game forever. He is mostly known for like starting Rap-A-Lot Records, which had Scarface on there, Bushwick Bill and all them from back in the day. J Prince is like an OG, Triple OG in his hip-hop game. He introduced Drake to Lil Wayne. He actually gets paid every time Drake gets paid. And I didn't know this, but clearly he got Almighty J his deal too, because he's invested in Almighty J too. And he's probably invested in some other rappers too, right? So J Prince put up a post on Instagram yesterday, sending a warning and a call out to the people that robbed Almighty J. So J Prince is like, mob ties. Call to my real street niggas around the world, but especially on the East Coast in the Bronx. There's a clown by the name of Zay and his crew who want to become famous by bragging about robbing rap industry niggas. They recently bragged about robbing the artist YBN Almighty J, whom I'm invested in, right? They've robbed him of his money and jewelry, including a Rap-A-Lot piece, right? So, therefore, they have robbed a piece of me, right? Okay? This is a perfect opportunity to execute our unity where we don't allow moment thinkers to muddy the water over the moment. With that being said, to the homies in the Bronx, if any of these clowns are y'all family or friends, speak now so that we can get an understanding. To ignore this is a recipe for disaster. Other than that, it's these clowns versus the realest niggas in every hood. So he's trying to put an APB out on them, every hood around the world. And that's the meaning of mob ties, right? So he's trying to mobilize everybody to kind of like defend YBN Almighty J because he was being picked on unfairly, right, by this dude named Zay, right? And then J Prince even goes on to tag a bunch of people who are from the Bronx who he knows may or may not allegedly have connections to the hood there. So he tags Funk Flex, right? He tags My Son. He tags Fred the Godson. He tags A Boogie with the Hoodie. He tags Cardi B. He tags Corey Guns. He tags Fat Joe, Swiss Beats, and Remy Ma, right? So like he tagged pretty much all the real ass stand-up rappers who don't play about that shit, right? Other people that know Almighty J too and see that it was unfair too and might know how to get to this dude called Zay, right? But, I don't know. Nobody responded to him yet. People in New York are cool with him. I'm sure that, Fat Joe will probably like get on the phone with J Prince and try to figure out, the whole situation and what's going on. But as far as I know now, the chain is going on a greasy neck tour around the hood. So yesterday, the chain was in Brooklyn.
Me? Say no more. Say no more.
Shorty came in 30 seconds, she can't fuck with me. Never touch with me. And I only roll with niggas that get bucks with me.
You want somebody to know it's you, right? That's why you're doing it, clear?
That's what you want to talk like that.
Nah,
I ain't gonna lie, the Kansas on deck. You already got my number. Just hit my number.
Yo, this is crazy because this chain is gonna hop around to every single borough, right? So this happened, you know, over the weekend. The chain, you know, Zay had the chain, I guess. Then the chain ended up in Brooklyn somewhere. And then, you know, this dude Zay, I don't know if he's a rapper or what, but I mean, yo, these dudes be clout chasing like crazy, man. So this dude Zay, you know, quickly filmed a whole music video, and he's showing off the chain and his face and his name underneath his face. Man, if that's not hustling backwards, I don't know what is, bro. Like, do you not think that the police check? I mean, and this is a high profile case too. It's not like it's, you know, you robbed some dude from around the corner and nobody knows him. You robbed YBN Almighty J. So, like, do you not think that the police don't check social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever it is? Like, you're mad dumb. Like, you just did their job for them. Right? They don't have to investigate. They don't have to look for the person. They don't have to see who did it. They know who did it. Everybody knows who did it. This dude, Jay Prince from Rap A Lot, just said, hey, it was Zay who did it. And y'all need to get Zay on the phone. Right? So then, you know, early this morning, another video comes out, and it surfaces with the chain again, because, you know, the chain is going on tour, and some dudes are talking about how Blac Chyna is gonna buy the chain back for Almighty J. Says that, you know, Blac Chyna bought the chain for Almighty J in the first place, and that she wants the chain back, and that they're gonna give the chain back to her, and that they're not even gonna charge her any money for it. They're just gonna give it back to her. So whether or not she gives it back to Almighty J is up to her, but, you know, Blac Chyna is gonna definitely get the chain.
That's really his chain.
Yeah, you see it. As long as he checks it, he go.
You gotta get that chain back. You hear me?
Listen, I'm saying that this shit just landed in niggas' heads, you feel me? It landed in the right hands, so we trying to get.
I ain't gonna lie, we trying to get it back to the belonger. Niggas contacted some way somehow Blac Chyna. Blac Chyna said she got $20,000 for the chain. I told her, you can have this shit. It's not worth no 20. She's on some like, it's besides the point. I got problems with him. I'm the one that bought him this chain. Blah, blah this, blah, blah that. So honestly speaking, this chain is going back to Blac Chyna. It's going back to her. We already set up the date and everything. Blac Chyna a good girl. Now, whether she gonna give the chain back to him or not, Blac Chyna gonna have the chain.
Damn, Blac Chyna's getting that chain.
Yeah.
Well, this is good and everything. Like, okay, fine, Blac Chyna gets a chain. She gives it back to Almighty J. But if I was Almighty J, I wouldn't even want to wear that chain no more, right? Because it's like a symbol of some sucker shit now. You know what I'm saying? It's tainted. If that was me, I would just get a new chain and walk around with mass security no matter where I go, right? But it's more than, you know, just that chain though, because Almighty J is still sitting in the hospital in New York somewhere, right? Almighty J probably, if somebody raises their hand to scratch the back of their head too quick, he probably gonna flinch now and be like, yo, what the hell? Right? Which is not cool, man. Like, this dude is probably gonna be traumatized. They really got him like bad. They got him for real. You know what I'm saying? And this is crazy, yo. So I talked to somebody who was actually there, right? Because I wanted to get like the real scoop of the whole situation, right? And they're telling me that the reason why, you know, they're telling me that Almighty J kept falling down, right, in the street, and they was kicking him and beating him up, and they was taking like crazy advantage of him, right? Because it was easy, that he wasn't even fighting back at all, right? They were saying that he kept trying to get up and run off, but he couldn't even get up and run off and move. Not because he was like so beat up, because he wasn't beat up at first. The reason that he even was able to get beat up so bad was because he was not fighting back or wasn't really getting up or running or moving or anything, right? And they told me that the reason why he wasn't really fighting back or running or anything like that is because he was like super drunk, like drunk out of his mind, right? So you drunk, you out your mind. I think, you know, based on what I'm hearing and what they telling me, it was like he was actually somewhere, you know, in the hood, in the Bronx, you know, chilling or whatever, right? And that's why he was by himself, or maybe he was like with one other rapper, right? From New York though. That other rapper, you know, got away and didn't get hurt. But this dude, because he was so drunk, was just like kind of out of it and got taken advantage of, like literally got caught slipping. Like he didn't see it coming at all. And he's walking around with, you know, that expensive ass chain on in the hood of the Bronx, and you just look like a target. You look like somebody that was easy to take advantage of. Your name is YBN Almighty J, and you got. You know what I'm saying? It's just really a classic case of the hood attacking your ass on some like crazy type stuff. Yo, listen, it's cool to get drunk, it's cool to get high, but if you are not around the people that you trust, or you're not in the area that you trust, or you don't, you know, you can't get back home or to your hotel room safely, then don't do it. You know what I'm saying? But that comes with maturity, right? So a young dude like Almighty J wouldn't know, hey, I'm not gonna get drunk outside in a foreign hood that I don't really know and all this and that. But now he'll know. You know, it comes with wisdom and maturity. You know, now he'll know. Now I bet you he won't. You know what I'm saying? So, man, this whole story is crazy. Every day it just keeps on developing, and you just getting more and more info. I know it's gonna be some more info. I'll let y'all know what's going on. I'm gonna let y'all know what happens with the chain, if he ends up even getting the chain back. So, you know, we'll see. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below. We off probation, and we on the way to getting the whole shebang expunged. Let the record reflect. I'm finna be jet setting. R.I.P. Anthony Bourdain. Yo, Vince Staples is so funny, man. Like, he is like the hood comedian, right? I don't even know what he was on probation for, right? But whatever he was on probation for, he is super excited to not be on probation anymore. So a series of tweets comes out from like his account yesterday, right? And he's like, I ain't been this excited since my dad put rims on the Maxima right after we beat the Mission Viejo Cowboys. Stay out the system, black people. Thank you, Meek Mill, my mama, and the Crips for the motivation to escape. Okay? Like, wait, okay, thank you, Meek Mill, my mama, and the Crips, right? Now, I'm sure not Meek Mill, his moms, or the Crips had the key to, or signed off the paperwork to be like, okay, you done with probation, but obviously his mom was a huge support system. The Crips have always been there for him, and Meek Mill is just like, going through like this whole prison reform thing, and like, so Jay-Z is like the big homie who's like helping out all these rappers who are like getting in trouble. Well, not all of them, right? So Jay-Z helps out the rappers that he likes, the rappers that he deems worthy, you know. So he'll help out a Lil Wayne, he'll help out a 21 Savage, he'll help out a Meek Mill, right? And he definitely did help out Wayne, 21, and Meek, right? And so Meek now is paying it forward by doing the same thing. I don't see YBN, I don't see Jay-Z trying to help YBN Almighty J though. I just don't see it. He should. You know, the whole situation went down in New York, he should. But, you know, I just don't see it. So yeah, I guess Meek Mill is like the face of prison reform right now. I mean, and he literally is the face of prison reform because he's speaking from experience. He's speaking from the eyes of somebody who has actually been through it, in and out of jail, thrown back in jail for a stupid reason, thrown back in jail for popping a wheelie at a video shoot, but because you were on probation and because the police pulled you over and said, hey man, you know you can't be popping wheelies, now my judge in my case, in my city, in my state, says because I had police contact in New York that I got to go back to jail for 2 to 4 years. Like crazy, right? Jay-Z helped him get out of jail. You talk about Meek Mill. Jay-Z helped him get out of jail. And now Jay-Z is trying to help everybody else get out, right? So it's a good thing, man. I don't know if Meek Mill or Jay-Z did anything specifically for Vince Staples, but what they did was even better than specifically doing something for Vince Staples, because they inspired Vince Staples to continue to stay strong, right? And so that's the biggest thing. So that's what Meek Mill and Jay-Z are really doing for all of us. They're inspiring us to stay strong and to not accept whatever the system is going to give us, right? So, you know, Vince Staples continues he goes, shout out Ajaman for squabbling up this charge for me the last few years. You, my Johnny Cochran, I love you. Shout out to the Compton sheriff who made me and my homie play rock, paper, scissors to see who gonna take the case. I love you too, even though you were illegally searched and seized. You know, so like he's just shouting out everybody, right? He's hyped. Him being open papers means that he could go wherever. He don't got to check in with his PO. He could smoke if he want to. He could stay out all night. He could travel overseas. You know, Vince Staples, like his career has always been like really, you know, on the up and up and up and on the uprise, and like it's been pretty successful. But if he's off of probation without those limitations, you know, he might even be even more successful than he was before or than he is right now, which is saying a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I think that's dope, man. You know, I'm sure like he was on probation for something stupid. You know how they do. You know how they do, man. It's something that you shouldn't even got probation for, but I'm gonna try to stick it to you to hold you back, to give you a reason to try to break the rules or to try to go against what we say or go against a court order. That's how they got Kodak Black back in there. Kodak Black was chilling with Mayweather. All he wanted to do was come out, you know, with the ski mask on at the fight, and boop, they locked Kodak Black up for that because he was outside, you know, in Vegas, like past a certain time where he should have been like in his hotel room or at home. You know, so it's a whole setup. It's a whole game. But, you know, thank God Vince Staples is off papers. You know, hopefully he can stay off. I'm sure he will. And, you know, just move forward and do your thing and be lit. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about this. Alright, so there's this rapper named Soulja Baez, right? Soulja Baez, B-A-E-Z, right? And he's from Pennsylvania, right? I think he's from like Pittsburgh, right? And this dude right here got pulled over years ago, man. Like it's 2019. This dude got pulled over back in like 2012, right? 7 years ago, right? So bottom line is this, right? He gets pulled over for whatever reason. The cops find like a gun, right? So he gets locked up and he gets thrown in jail, right? For the gun. He does his time and then he gets out, right? When he gets out of jail, right, he decides to come out with a song, right? And the song is like using the same beat from NWA, Fuck the Police, right? With Eazy-E and all, fuck the police coming straight from the underground, you know. But on the song, you know, that he came out with saying fuck the police, right? He is specifically naming police officers, right? So if my name was Officer Johnny Fastlane, which it would never be because I would never be a motherfucking cop, just to let y'all niggas know. But if my name was Officer Fastlane, yo, this dude, Soulja Baez, is in the song like, yo, fuck Officer Fastlane. I'ma catch him in the fast lane. Crash game. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little crazy, right? There's one line in the song where he's talking about one of the cops that arrested him, you know, and put him in jail for that first offense. And he's like, I'm gonna catch you. He says something like, your shift ends at 3. I'm gonna kill you in your sleep or something like that, right? Anyway, so basically it's a diss track against the officers that arrested him, and it's called Fuck the Police. It's to the same beat as NWA's Fuck the Police, right? So bottom line is this, right? So the cops that he actually named in the song and dissed in the song then testified against him, right? And said that they felt nervous and that they felt like this rapper or this young man was sending terroristic threats to them, right? So first of all, that's dumb. Like, you know that this dude is not going to really kill you, because if he was going to kill you or anything and you are a police officer, if I don't give a fuck if that fucking police officer hits his pinky toe on the bed frame, they calling this dude Soldier Bays, right? And they like, you put the bed frame there. Anything happens to these police, you know they calling this dude. So he is not going to be stupid enough to actually do something to them. This is art, right? This is a way of him expressing his anger through words, right? This is him getting it out, right? You better be happy that I'm saying that I'm gonna gut you and kill you and fuck the police and everything like that, because I'm able to get it out onto track and on the wax, and then I won't feel so bad about it anymore. Because if I keep that thing bottled up and I happen to see the officer, you never know what's going to go there. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, right? So all I'm saying is that these dudes testified and they said that they felt nervous, or they felt like this guy was really threatening them. So you know what they did? They arrested this dude and put him in jail for 2 years. They sentenced him for 2 years for terroristic threats, right? And so this is the whole point, right? So Meek Mill and a few other rappers too are stepping up and they're saying like, no, this is crazy. This is insane. This man is just rapping. He's, expressing, his feelings through music and through his lyrics, and y'all throw him in jail, right? Harsh sentences. Sentences that are way out of hand. Sentences that make no sense. Sentences that seem kind of biased just because you mad at this dude for disrespecting the police. You know what I'm saying? So we'll teach you a lesson. We'll teach you a lesson and throw you in jail again. And you ain't even do nothing this time but come out with a rap song. I could have been doing anything. I could have really went and robbed that dude. I could have really went and killed that cop. I could have really went and rode around with a gun in my car again. I could have been doing all this stuff, right? But instead I'm in a studio and I still get locked up. You see where I'm coming from right now? So that's the whole situation that's going on. Like I was saying, man, Jay-Z has definitely helped out Meek Mill with this whole type of thing. So Meek Mill is paying it forward and he's helping other people out with this kind of thing too, right? So let's see what happens, man. Meek Mill and a few other rappers, they wrote a letter to the Supreme Court just asking them like, hey, you guys are clearly not familiar with hip hop, our slang, our terminology, what we represent. And if you guys would get a little bit more familiar with hip hop, you would see that rappers say fuck the police all the time, and it's not a terroristic threat. It's just something that we do. It's just something that we say. So the other rappers that are joining Meek Mill, in this whole situation to try to get this dude Soldier Bays out, you got Killer Mike, Chance the Rapper, Yo Gotti, Fat Joe, and 21 Savage. Obviously. So it's like Jay-Z helped out Meek, and Meek is like, okay, now it's almost like he feels like he's obligated to help out other people. And 21 Savage just got helped out by Jay-Z, and now 21 Savage is doing it too. The good thing about this is that all these people are influential as far as money goes, right? All these people are millionaires. This guy, Soldier Bays, is not a millionaire. Soldier Bays is just a local rapper from, Pennsylvania. So for them to try to be able to help him out would be great, So we'll see what happens. I'll try to keep an eye on this. And I'll update you guys when I hear more about this. But this whole situation is just sad. Let me know what y'all think about everything that I talked about. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow me at Jonny Fastlane. That's JONNY on everything that's Instagram and Twitter. And then you already know what to do. Peace.